Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1971 Royal Sabre vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And this model has magic margins on both sides. So right now they are pretty close to the edges except for that right side. So we're going to move that right margin all the way to the edge by holding the carriage release behind the knob here with one finger and pushing that magic margin button with the other finger, and it will allow you to move that margin all the way to the end. And if you wanted it closer to the middle, like where it was, you just put the cursor where you want it and then push that button there, and it magically sends that margin to that spot. Same concept with the left side. So if you wanted the margin there, you just push the left button and it sends that margin magically to that spot. If you want it closer to the edge, you just push the button and push the carriage at the same time all the way to the edge. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1 or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip that switch forward, it skips 2. I guess it has 1.5 as well. If you put it in the middle, it's got 1.5. We're just gonna keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line. Switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. You flip that all the way up, there's a red rectangle, and it just indicates that you're printing the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it prints the top portion of the ribbon. When you have it all the way down, it prints no ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. We're going to move that for red. Beautiful typing machine, very popular model. It's got that really nice blue color and the print looks really nice. Probably the best print Royal made was with this era of typewriters. It just looks really good and prestigious. To pull the page out easier, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. It's got that real vintage look to it too. Like they made cars like this back then too, with the wood grain style. It's like a sticker though. It's not real wood or anything. But all the this is still well made. All the panels are all metal and heavy. This front panel is the only it's hard plastic. And the keys are hard plastic and the knobs are too, but everything else is metal, really heavy and sturdy. Shift on each side and the shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace above that on the left. Next to that is the touch control, low, medium, and high. The higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. The lower you go, the less tension. You don't have to hit the keys as hard for them to print on low. This top cover pops off from the top. You just want to be really careful with that because if you bend this, it could cause interference with the keys. So if it's bent too much, then you just have to bend it back to form. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right. And if you want to switch that direction, this isn't threaded right. Thread that in there. You just move either one of these sides here, and it'll pull to the opposite direction. That works good. I got some ink on my hand, so I'm gonna wipe that off. What else do we have? Margin release on the right side. You get to the end of the margin, it'll block you from printing. Hit that margin release button. It will allow you to go all the way to the end. We're gonna move that color back to the middle so we print black ink. The column is the same as a tab. We got tabs set on 10 space intervals. So I'm gonna go through and clear each one of those by hitting the column clear on the top left there. And now we shouldn't have any tabs, so you hit the column button and it just goes all the way to the end. And I like to catch it with one hand because it does slam pretty hard, can cause wear and tear to your typewriter. So I always like to have at least one tab set somewhere in the middle. by hitting the magic column set button, and it stops at that spot. So set as many as you want, just in case. If you're not using them, then you accidentally hit that column button, you don't want it going slamming all the way to the end. And that's it for the keyboard. On the right side of the carriage is the carriage release behind the knob here. Very smooth. Same on the left, right behind the knob, extremely smooth. If you push the button in there, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get those clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space. Same concept with this lever up top here. It just disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot. You flip that back to get the clicks. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.